Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Welcome back to How Not to Bomb. I'm Michael Wheels Parisi. I'm your host. You should know that by now. Tonight's guest tonight is going to be Daniel LeBlanc, the CEO of White Olive CPA. And yeah, we're going to talk business, entrepreneurship, growth, and strategy. But this show isn't CNBC by no means. This show goes off the rails sometimes because life goes off the rails sometimes. 1 minute we're talking profit margins. The next minute, we're talking serial killers in the dark web, millennials versus Gen X, conspiracy theories, social media addiction, and why it feels like everybody's losing their damn minds half the time. And honestly, that's what makes a show fun, because you just never know what you're going to get. People are tired of fake polished interviews and everybody pretending to be perfect. We talk about real life, real opinions, and real conversations, like why Gen X grew up completely different than millennials. We grew up outside, no phones, no tracking. Parents didn't even know where we were half the time. Now kids panic if they don't have Wi-Fi or their phone breaks for 5 minutes. We're also diving into true crime tonight. Absolutely. Because somehow America turned murder documentaries into entertainment. People are eating popcorn watching a 6-part series called The Butcher of Milwaukee. And that's normal. And then there's the dark web, which sounds fake until you realize it's very real and scary as hell. And then there's the business and the culture and the success and the failure and the chaos and the uncomfortable truth about where the world is heading. Every day changes. No corporate filters, no fake energy, just real conversations about life and trying not to bomb while we're doing it. This is How Not to Bomb. And I'm Michael Wheels Parisi. Let's get started. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, no, stop. Okay, you can lower. That's good. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? I like to do a little monologue at the beginning of the show. Right now, we have Daniel LeBlanc coming in studio today. Daniel's got a few things he wants to talk about. But before we do that, I want to talk about my book, because I like to do this at the beginning of the show. You know, I wrote a book for stand-up comics, or those who want to be stand-up comics. It's called The Complete Guide to Stand-Up Comedy. There you go. And you can even see the back. There's a little about me back there and all that other stuff. So yeah, you can get this on Amazon. You can also get the book in paperback or in Kindle edition. And don't forget, people, while we're plugging things, you can go to theParisigroup.com and get the cannoli cream coffee. Or any coffee for that matter. We have the cannoli cream, the Fat Clemenza, and all that other stuff. All right, we're just waiting on Daniel LeBlanc to come to the studio. Daniel's a regular on The Guest. He's also a... He's a favorite of the show, because with Daniel you never know what you're going to get while we're talking. 1 minute we're talking about business and culture, like I said. Next minute you're well, here he's texting me right now. Let me just text him back. This is the great thing about text. I just texted. He was in the room actually, waiting in the backstage, and then for whatever reason, I guess I was doing the monologue and I didn't let him in on time. So let's see who we got in the show and let him in. Here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, Daniel LeBlanc, everybody. Hey, what's up, Daniel? How's it going?
What's going on?
No, they just the production of the show just changed for the better. So so when you came in. And you sound great, by the way. When you came in, I saw you there, and I don't know if you were able to see me. I was kind of talking about the show. I do a little monologue up front, so I didn't want you to feel like I was ignoring you.
No, I did not see that, but I didn't think you were ignoring me. So yeah.
And let's make it clear: if you know Daniel LeBlanc, people, if you know Daniel at all, you know that if he feels like he's being ignored, he just loses his fucking mind. That's just him
Oh
being
yeah. Like if I need something, if you're ignoring me and I don't need anything, I could care less, you know.
right. Of course, yeah,
But the second I need something from you and
right,
you don't immediately respond, then
yeah.
patience is not.
There is no
Not
patience.
something that I think is a virtuous thing for me.
Yeah,
It's-
you
I don't
want them
think it's a
you want
useful-
them responding as you're texting. You want them to know that you're fucking texting them.
Yeah, my whole thing is I call and then I text and then I email.
Right.
And then, if applicable, I may also follow up with a Facebook message.
Right.
This is when I'm doing a reach out for like a candidate or a client, you know, because if they get annoyed by that, then I don't want them as a client. Because I'm sorry, but in today's day and age, people are either just email people, or they're
Right.
just text message people,
Or just text
they're just
message
phone call
people.
people, or they're just
Yeah.
Facebook people, or they're just Instagram people. And I have to, like, on the first shot, do the shotgun approach and send it to all of them.
Now, don't you think that's a little interesting? Because when I was growing up, and now I'm a Gen X. I mean, we're going to talk about the Boomers, but then I thought about it. The Boomers are like 80 now, so I'm in the Gen
Yeah.
X. You know, when I was growing up, we barely had the answering machine. We had no voicemail. We had no text. We had no Wi-Fi. We had no internet. We had nothing. If you wanted to talk to somebody, either you got them on the first ring at their home with their wired phone,
Yeah.
or you fucking was shit out of luck. There was no email. There was nothing. Nowadays, I mean, the accessibility to you guys, you being a millennial, I assume. Are you a millennial?
I'm technically a millennial, but I'm 1984. So I remember a period of time where there was just phones and an answering machine.
But
I
running
didn't
your
get a cell
business,
phone.
you couldn't run your business. I mean, you were young, so you didn't really run a business.
Yeah,
on it.
I was I was born in 1984, so
Right.
the cell phones didn't become a thing until the mid 90s. They didn't
Yeah.
become really common until I was out of high school.
Yeah,
And
because in
then
the 90s, the
smartphones
cell
didn't come
phones.
until
Oh, the smartphones didn't even come. Yeah, until.
smartphones didn't come until 2000s when we were in college. But
Now I remember using the I had a phone, a Panasonic or something, and it was just you didn't even use the phone because you were paying like $1.50 a minute to talk
Yeah.
to somebody. So we didn't even like talk. So the phone wasn't a necessity back then. Where nowadays you can't be without it. Do you feel you have to have your phone with you?
It's just like I feel great sometimes when I just leave that thing there and I just go for a walk.
Yeah, but do you still
feels-
think about it? Let's say you leave your phone and you go for a walk. Don't you feel like you have to hurry up as you get closer to your house?
I have to. I forcefully in situations. I will forcefully tell myself to not think about it, and that is my time to just. The more I do that, the happier I am.
Right.
When I'm not doing that enough, like taking time, whether it's go to a meeting. I'm in recovery, so I go to a recovery meeting,
Sure.
or like I go exercise, but this freaking app for what I got to exercise with. So I guess I got to bring my phone for that. Or if I
Yeah.
want to listen to music. I mean, there's rarely like I feel like it's better like if I go for like if I just leave my phone somewhere. I had had the idea of getting a brand new phone with a brand new number, and only a close 5 or 6 people
Yeah.
have that number.
I have one of those.
And
I have a
then
phone that
leave
no one has.
Leave this phone at the office all the time.
Right.
And I can just deal with that stuff and don't even put my email on it. Nothing.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I could like, hey, if somebody really needs to get in touch with me that matters, they can
Right.
just call that number, and I can leave that alone whenever I need to. And if I have that phone, this is what I'm thinking about doing. If I have that quote unquote work phone in my possession, that means I'm at the office.
Right.
If I don't have it, I'm not in the office.
You know, one of the greatest feelings in the world to me is when I'm home with my wife is here. Even if we're not in the same room, we're all in the same house. My wife and daughter and myself. There's 3 of us. One of the greatest and our dogs. But one of the greatest feelings in the world is when I leave my phone alone and I say I'm not just going to answer it. I'm going to do nothing because the 3 most important people, the 2 most important people in my life, my wife and daughter, we're in the same area. I don't give a fuck who calls me at this point. Those are who
Yeah.
I really need. That's what feels good to me. It's like, but as a dad, when my daughter's not around, or as a husband, when my wife's not around, I have to have it because you just never know. And then
Yeah.
I notice as we get older, do you realize as we get older, I mean, are you like that too? Or, if you're with your family, does it matter to you?
I mean, right now, I'm newly divorced, so
Right.
I'm with my girlfriend a lot, and so I'm with her or I'm with my 2 kids.
Right.
Rarely am I with her and my 2 kids at the same time, but
Right.
because of how our schedules are, and so I really being divorced and going through the 50-50 custody, I did not realize how much fun it was going to be having my kids.
Right.
I thought okay, it's just be the dad, do the dad thing or whatever. But I have a ton. I have a ton of fun like with my kids, and so I feel like I do when I'm hanging out with them.
Yeah.
It just depends. It's hit or miss, man. Like I have to make a conscious effort to not do it. But when I'm hanging out with them, it's definitely fun. But they get on their phones and they're doing it with their friends. I mean, they were
Right.
born with these things in their hands, so like,
Sure.
that's the different.
They don't know any other world. At least you kind of in
Yeah.
84, you kind of know a little bit about what it was like. Do you remember
Yeah.
having an answering machine growing up? Did you have an answering
Yeah,
machine? Oh, you
I
did.
remember the answer machine. I did the first time I got a cell phone was after I got my driver's license, and to send a text message, you had to hit the numbers several times to get to the letter that you wanted.
Do you remember
Like
not having
that's how
call waiting?
I remember that. Yeah, I
You remember
remember
just
when
getting
you
a
had the
busy
busy
signal?
line. When you got the busy line, we were trying with when we
Okay.
were younger, we would call our friends or whatever, and then
Yeah.
the other friends would try to
You
call
all you
us,
heard
get
was
you guys. Yeah, and then we
yeah.
get that, and then all of a sudden, when somebody got call waiting, it was like, whoa, fancy.
Yeah, like,
pants.
whoa.
That was like a premium thing. It was call waiting. The
I remember
ability to say,
Progress.
"Oh,
Call waiting was the first breakthrough,
Yeah.
and then Star 69, where you can actually
Yeah.
knew who it was. You know.
Yeah, then the prank calling kind of took a hit. The prank
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
industry took a hit, because people could just figure out who it was.
Were you around during the 900 number lines? Remember the party lines? Were you around during the 900s when people would call the
900, you had to
900?
pay for it. Was that?
Yeah, you paid
I
like
was around for that.
$7.99 a minute, to see some girl show her
Yeah.
breasts or talk to you about how great she wanted you. Meanwhile, who the fuck knew who she looked like? She could have looked like a pallet.
Oh yeah, like I can honest to God say that I never paid for those services.
Yeah, no, neither
because
did
at that
I.
time I was like
I
12
wasn't.
years old, so it would have been very hard for me to get access to those
Yeah.
services. So
Oh well, that if you did,
So-
that would be one of our topics later. No.
that would be, I would admit it. I promise. I'd
So you
admit
do
it.
remember? That's interesting.
Yeah. So like
Now,
we were
running a business, being the CEO of a yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I wasn't gonna say
Oh no,
anything.
running a business now. Okay, running a business now as the CEO of White Olive CPA. And for those of you who want to check out White Olive CPA, you can go to whiteolivecpa.com and you can
Come
see what
to
Daniel's
us.
all about. Check out
it's
the
May. It's
yeah.
really, really slow. So
Slow right now.
Those of you who are out there that we're growing and we're getting to the next level, we'd like to take. We have hired up, and we need new clients to kind of match that. And if you extended your taxes, or and you need to get it done, or you just got your taxes done, and you're tired of doing the same stuff every single year, and you feel like it's time to get ready, plan ahead, then this is it. This is.
And you're not
this
just
is the
doing
place for
taxes.
you.
There are other services you guys do other than
Yeah.
taxes. Yeah.
It's taxes,
we're-
it's tax planning, it's estimated tax payments, it's a
CFO.
lot, we really track the business owner who
Right.
keeps their books, and they just don't want to do that anymore. They gotta keep their books there. We do pick up some other projects where it's like, hey, some people are having a legal battle and they need us to put together some numbers for them. We do that. We do audits and reviews. That's a harder business to break into.
It is.
Trying to break into that for a couple of years. We are starting to build up that line of business now, and then just general consulting work. So kind of CFO advisory, fractional CFO level type stuff. We got big plans. I think we have some good people that serve our clients really, really well. So
Yeah. No, you're definitely on the rise, and you're growing your company, and that's what I wanted to ask you about also. As you're growing your company, have so many things now. In my company too, we can grow our companies because we have the capability of having so many tools. Back in the day when you didn't have that stuff, how would have you? Let's say you wanted to start a company and you were 1984, but you weren't 10 or 1. You were 25 and you wanted to start a company. How would you start a company back then? How would you market it? How would you open? How would you pay? How would you be able to handle this? So much involved.
I probably had, if it weren't for cell phones and it weren't for the internet, it weren't for the access to information, I probably never would.
So it really is.
I think that's like the idea that like these ideas about starting or being your own boss was something that was only floated around very sparingly until I just think that I don't know. I probably would have scratched that. I probably would have if that didn't happen. I go into the real world. I'm working for somebody every day. That probably would have been more of a reason for me to start my own company.
But I
Because
wouldn't
have
even know
no
how to
escape.
start. Like, and
I'm
I started my.
I'm working for someone, and I have no escape. I
Yeah.
cannot get on a phone and talk to my friends. I have to. I'm locked in there until
Yeah.
I can leave. Oh, that would have been more of a reason to.
How
go
hard would
drive
that
down
be?
to the courthouse? How do I do this? How do I start a company? Show me. What
Yeah, you would
what do I
need
fill
somebody
out?
to help you.
And then
when
immediately, I'd probably just go figure out something that I could make money doing really, really quickly and start putting
Hustle,
money in that
side
bank
hustle.
account.
They didn't even call it side hustling, and they called it a second job.
Yeah.
When I started my first company in Los Angeles, Cannoli Kings, in 2004, we did have cell phones, so it was just starting to the world of internet was just starting, and like I did all my marketing on Craigslist, and I did really well with Craigslist. It doesn't hardly exist anymore. I know it's still out there, but and I did all my marketing, and that's how people communicated in Los Angeles back then was on Craigslist. Everybody would, you would look at if you were looking for a catering company, you went to Craigslist. If you were
Yeah, I
looking
remember
for,
that.
yeah, if you were looking for somebody to work as a server that night as an owner, I'd go to Craigslist. So it was a very
Yeah.
great, it was a very community thing to do. And nowadays, of course, marketing is over the top. We didn't have social media. We had MySpace, but we didn't use it for that.
Yeah.
And now it's just a whole different game. So and especially now with AI, do you feel that's even changing the game even more?
Yeah and no. I mean, I don't believe. I've already told my theories about this. I do not think that we are on the verge of artificial general intelligence. And if I'm wrong, no one's ever going to know that I'm wrong because that's the end.
Right.
It's either the end of in a bad way or it's the end in a good way.
Right.
It won't matter whether or not I was wrong.
Right.
But I just think that if it were possible, we'd have already been intervened by that a long time ago by a race not from this planet, and it would have been done. So I just don't think that that's possible. But I do think that there's like a lot of tools that, like, if I could spend the time doing it, I would probably teach the AI to do a lot of stuff that I do that's pretty routine.
Yeah.
Rather than,
And you could. I do. I use.
and so I
AI.
think that type of stuff that's really routine, stuff that's me. Like it's not going to replace me as the CPA to provide tax advice. It will replace. Like we have a new software where it's like, hey, somebody scans it in and it immediately will populate. Somebody scans in a 1099. It'll come up and say, do you want to add this to this? Or do you want to add this to this Schedule C? Or do you want to add this as gross receipts here? Or do you want to just not add this because you've already added it from the books or whatever?
Yeah. Do you think
So
more
that's pretty
people
cool
now,
stuff.
Do you think more people now on the consumer level that are looking for CPAs and services of any sort, do you think they're kind of looking for their own, they have questions and they want to ask questions? Do you think they just go to ChatGPT now and ask all the questions and think they know
They
everything?
do, but then they call us and they ask us if it's true or not. Like,
Right.
we've been getting a lot of questions about the real estate 2026 thing.
Uh-huh.
People are like, hey, I just bought a house. I read on ChatGPT, we can deduct the whole thing. And that's that's what it does say on AI. It does say that.
It
But
does.
the actual bill is like, it has to be like, you have to segregate the costs out. Like, you have to take the cost of the HVAC and the windows and the appliances and the furniture. You have to separate those out, and you can take all of that. But like the actual house itself, because it's over 27 years, you can't do it. So it has to be 20 years or less. And
So
you can't
there are
just
so
go buy a
many
rental
rules.
property. Yeah, you can't just go buy a rental property and deduct the whole value. You buy a rental property and then you split out the cost of the windows and the so-and-so and then the whatever. And that all has to be done legitimately. You can't just like estimate the value based on what like you have to find the actual stuff that was spent on it.
So do you think more new generation couples that are getting married and got a few bucks they've been saving, they start buying these rental properties, and they go to ChatGPT and start asking all this shit, and then they buy the property and they don't know what they got themselves involved in until they talk to you?
Yeah. I mean, that's happened.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world because they can still deduct a lot of stuff. They just can't deduct as much as they originally thought. So,
Right. Which is interesting to me because even as an owner of a business, and I'm not an
and they
accountant,
have to be actively involved in the business too. That's another thing. Like,
yeah, you say. I remember you telling somebody one day they have to put at least 100 hours in.
yeah, you have 100. If you have a management company that's doing it for you, you have to do 100 hours or more than the total aggregate of all the people that are for that management company, or 500 hours a year.
Right.
In order to be able to take it as a loss against active income.
So I'm going to admit here, I'm going to admit my stupidity. I don't want to say ignorance. I'm going to say my ignorance as a business owner who's been in business for a long time and launched a lot of companies. And I do have an accountant, and I would use you if I didn't have mine for over 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
So trust me,
Yeah.
I'd be going to you. But I didn't know, because I don't ask questions like that. I thought you can just write off anything. Like I would go out and say, write it off. I'll just write. And I think that we all
yeah,
think
you
that.
mean
we just
you
think we
can
just write
you
it off.
can write off. I can go drink tonight. I just don't know if I can drink successfully. You can write off stuff.
Right.
You can write off. Let's just find out whether or not you'll be successful. You can write off a lot of stuff, but it has to.
Yeah, but if I go out and buy a new lamp and I say I'll just write it off because I'll just say I put it in my office, you can't do that, right?
If it is in your office, yeah, you can. You can do that. You can't buy a new lamp for your living room where you're just hanging out.
So
Like,
what can't you write off? So okay, what can't you write off that people think they can? I think that's a good topic.
Um, if it doesn't have a business purpose, there has to be a legitimate business purpose
Okay,
in substance. Like it
right.
can't. It's in substance, not form. Like you didn't just dress it up to make it seem like it has to have a business
A
purpose.
bit. What about in your personal life? How do you write things off in your personal returns? Like if you want to write off artwork or you want to write off donations, how does that work?
There's like those are itemized deductions. So that's a different deal. Like
Okay,
donations, those are on Schedule A itemized deductions, which are limited based on how much money you make. They limit how much of that you can take. And so that's why it's better to have a business and have a business purpose and document your business purpose because it's
right,
a whole lot easier to do that than to try to mess with itemized deductions.
right. So
So, like, you bought a lamp for your office. Yeah, it's office supplies.
right, but
You
if I put it
should,
in my
you,
living room, nobody needs to know.
it's an honor system. Yeah. I mean, what do you want to do? You can't do that. I can't
You
tell
can't.
you,
Yeah, you can't.
I
You
have to
can't
tell
give me
you
that
you
advice.
cannot do that.
Right, but I'm
But
telling you,
like,
if I did and I lied
if
to
you did that
you,
and you ended up moving it into your living room, like technically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, write that off of your company's books
oh
and
God,
take that as a distribution. And then it's in the living room now as a personal thing. By the way, we're talking about $700 here at Max. So let's go ahead and take $700 times your property. What I don't know what your marginal tax rate is, but we're talking about a few $100 in taxes. So,
right?
I don't think they're going to be burning down the. I don't think they're coming with the pitchforks and the torches over your a few $100 of tax liability here because of the lamp. So there's that. There's that too.
Well, I
Like,
will tell you this: I will not. Yeah, and I will tell you this as a person, I would not call my accountant and say, "Listen, Chuck, by the way, remember that lamp I bought for the office? I moved it into the den, just FYI." I mean, I know
yeah.
I told you that it was going in the office, but I moved it in the den, so I got to be honest here.
Once you've told him that, he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you to book you book a journal entry. You should
Yeah,
have done it.
that's why we don't
That's
talk
on you.
hardly
You
ever.
know.
The less we talk,
So
the better for me.
correct.
Hmm.
I would advise that you are not talking for honest reasons, not
Yes,
dishonest
and that's very
reasons.
true.
I
I'm
have
the
to tell
most,
you
of course. I
that.
love how you say, "I have to tell you that." Like
Yeah, I have
it's
to
such a
tell you
law.
that. But we're also like that's like the arguing over mileage. So like there's a debate in mileage. Like if you take mileage and you can't take depreciation, which I have read that like from everything that I've read said that is not true. You can take mileage, but you can't take bonus depreciation on your car.
Right,
It specifically goes through all the stuff and it specifically says bonus depreciation, but it doesn't say straight line,
right,
which is still a lot. Like that's a big difference. Like so I just say like unless you're driving an electric car, don't do mileage. It's a pain in the butt to keep up with. You
right.
might as well just take the actual expense, and then when you have repairs and stuff like that, you can just expense that or whatever.
So don't
Like
track
unless
the
you have an
mileage.
electric car and you drive back and forth to Florida every other week or
Right.
wherever, hundreds of miles a week, like it's just take regular expense method and then take a bunch of bonus depreciation would depend on what it is you have that year that you can take it. But like people will sit here and argue over that, and by the time you compare the two, you wouldn't have that much of a difference tax liability. I mean, it'd be a little bit, but probably not that much. Certainly not worth. It's certainly not worth the amount of the time and effort it takes to go through and really accurately track your miles, and it's certainly not worth the time and effort that it takes to debate your CPA about miles
Right.
or whether or not you want to take miles.
But yet, if you
Like
have a
it's just
car, if a vehicle over 6,000 pounds, you could deduct that. I hear.
yeah. You can, yeah. I mean, but that's in your business. I mean, if
Right.
it's a business purpose, but you don't want to like if I have a car that I use that I'm using all the time, and I'm working all the time. So
Right.
when am I not working? Like it's very rarely that I'm working. So
No,
do I
because you're
use the
because
company car for my own personal stuff or
yeah,
whatever? I
right.
mean, come on, like it's a little depreciation or whatever, but
But
I'm
is your
not.
car over 6,000 pounds?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So I heard if you buy a G wagon, you could write the G wagon off. So you think you're paying. People say, "Oh, you
I
got a
don't
G
know.
wagon."
I gotta
Yeah,
go back and look at the rules.
yeah,
I'd have to talk to my tax
yeah.
people.
Get back
I
to us
guess
on
I
that.
keep. I guess I am a tax person, but like I'm not, I don't want to be right now.
Well, that's the reason why you want to call Daniel LeBlanc, everybody, because these are the
Yeah,
questions we don't ask and we should know. So don't forget, go to whiteolivecpa.com.
yeah. We will get you the answer. I'm just not prepared to talk about it right now
Yeah,
because
not
it's
right this second. But I do want to ask you a
I'll get
question.
you the right people on our team to answer that question.
His people
Much
will talk
better.
to your people, and your people will have lunch, and
Yeah.
they'll talk about your fucking G wagon.
Yeah.
Here's a
But like I
question
could
for
do that,
you.
but I don't like when I go back and forth, I theoretically I could take more. That's another thing. That's another point. I could start running all my gas through when I'm going to and from the office or to and from clients or things like
Right.
that because I have a company car and I'm taking depreciation on it. But I don't do that. So if I ever got challenged and they're like, okay, well, we're going to take this position back, I could just say, well, here are all my gas. Here's all my gas expenses that I did not take in at all. Zero.
Right.
I didn't do any car expenses at all in the past year and a half because I don't want that extra expense on my books because it makes my financials worse.
Right.
And I'm trying to continue to grow a business where I continue to hire people. And what do I need in order to do that? I need credit. And a
Sure.
bank is not going to give me credit if I have crappy numbers.
Right.
And so my numbers and my financials need to be like somewhat in the neighborhood of industry standards. And if they're not, I need to be able to explain it.
Right.
And I just choose not to. I choose to pay more taxes or report more income.
Are you allowed to do your own taxes as a CPA?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. You're allowed. Okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought you had to have somebody.
for
I feel
sure.
like a lawyer, you can't represent yourself in court.
I think you can represent.
Well, you
I
can,
don't
but
know
they
if
say
you can.
they don't say you should represent yourself in court. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
No, I do my own taxes or I submit it through. I actually
as
don't.
you-
My employees did actually, but my firm does.
Yeah, I know that,
They-
but you could if you
my
wanted.
firm does. Therefore, me, because I'm still signing it.
Let me ask you this question: as you're growing your company and you're hiring people, let's say that are fresh out of college, let's say and they want to come and join the team and they want to learn, but don't forget you're also hiring a different generation. I call it the TikTok generation. They're low attention span. They have a different formality of how they talk to people and what they do. Has that been? How do you feel about that? Or do you rather hire? I mean, you want to hire competent people, but dealing with that as an owner and dealing with that generation. The new generation, Gen Z, let's say,
Yeah.
who don't know how to talk like we do. They just have no social skills
Yeah.
other than it's online.
I'd say the Gen Z folks are in more of the same boat than I am than the Gen X and the baby boomers.
Yeah, the Gen X. Well, my generation, we're just grunt people. We want to work and we want to do all the work, and
Yeah.
and I feel you have a little
And
bit of that in
millennials,
you.
we're close. My millennial, quote unquote, is closer to the Gen X. I'm only 4
Right.
years away from the Gen X.
Yes.
Whereas most millennials are kind of, 1980 to 2000, and so I'm
Right.
84, so I'm closer to the Gen X.
You're more on the cusp of the Gen X, so you still
Yeah.
kind of think like the Gen X side,
Yeah.
but yet you do.
I don't know.
you're-
What I like about the Gen Zers is they're really tech savvy, and they're gonna go, "Hey, like, can you get them to figure this stuff out?" And they're like, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah," and then they're done. Like,
Oh
whereas,
yeah,
like,
I agree.
I don't have to explain to them how they need to log into their email and stuff like that. It's pretty much like, "Oh, we'll just do that." Boom.
I think the new generation is going in the right direction. A lot of things, but why do
Yeah.
you think that why do you think they all want to be famous? Everybody wants to be famous now. Like years ago, when I started comedy, of course I wanted to make it and do my thing, which I did, but I became well known. I don't want to say famous. I became well known a different way. Now everybody thinks they can go out there on Instagram and they can do something stupid. And they think it's gonna go viral, and everybody's gonna
Yeah.
fuck like the Haktua girl who's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
She said Haktua, and then all of a sudden she's on the cover everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say no to it if that happened to me or whatever.
Right,
But
right.
like,
Me neither.
I don't know. I mean, I think that they're just like I don't know if you don't overgeneralize, there's gonna be kids out there that have those traits, but they also want to work hard. Like we've got an intern now, and he called me on the phone, said, "Hey, I'm looking for a summer internship. I'm making some phone calls." I said, "What?" And I was like, "You're hired immediately."
Yeah, good
'Cause he had the
parenting.
initiative to give me a call.
Yeah,
Like I was like, "Are you kidding?"
I totally
Yes,
agree.
Let's do it.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
I think his parents taught him to get out there You know, he evidently comes
Good
from a good
parenting.
family, but his parents taught him to get out there and go get it.
And do
So
that.
I was
How do you
like, all
feel
right,
about
man.
people who don't have that, who don't like confrontation, who don't like to talk to people on the phone, who don't want to handle problems? They want to do the job, but they don't want to do the other part of the job that comes with that
I mean,
job.
then I guess that they're going to be really good employees at their jobs or whatever, or whatever they do.
Yeah.
But
Well,
not
leadership and
everybody just
delegation.
wants
How do
to.
people delegate? They don't want to fucking delegate because they don't want to talk to the employer or hurt their feelings. Everybody's got feelings.
Yeah,
You got to be
that's
careful.
that's a big issue. It's like I don't know. I probably could be a little bit more sensitive and worry about people's feelings a little bit more.
You think?
But oh yeah, I think I probably could.
Yeah. We
But I
all
think
can.
that there is way too. It's like sooner or later I have to get something done, and therefore I don't have time for the subtleties or being polite. It's kind of like when like you're on the interstate or whatever, or you're driving and you have the right of way, but to be polite, you're going to wave someone in, and in waving someone in, they got hit by a car that they weren't paying attention to because they were paying attention to you waving them in. You being polite just got them into a car accident. It's like
Right.
sooner or later, can we just? I've got something to do, and I know you probably do too. So do we really have to like have the social graces and worry about
Right.
each other's feelings that much? Probably
Right.
not.
Right.
And I would say
I
probably
agree.
this generation, like, seems to me like with them being on on social media all the time, it seems to me like they would be less concerned about other people's
Well,
feelings.
all they're
But they
concerned
would
about
be
is getting
concerned
the
about their own.
video. They just want
Yeah,
the video of the crash. They want to video the person on the ground who's fucking dying instead of helping that person. They want to make it
yeah,
get it on video so they can put it on their TikTok and go viral. I think that's
yeah.
the craziest thing ever. I get it
Yeah,
though.
I think that there's some people that are like that. I mean, there's just I think that they'll do anything for that 15 minutes of fame or whatever. But I don't know. I just think that I just know that I can't get that. I just got to like work hard, and I know that there's going to be ups and downs. Like, I mean, my company's on the way to doing good things, but like right now, it feels like like I don't know, when it's good, it's really good, and I kind of get it's easy for me to just kind of ride that wave. And now we're kind of like slow, and so like it's coming. Okay, now's the time to kind of
Yeah.
figure out who's going to be my core team to move forward with, and it's going to be a grind. Sometimes there's just going to
Right.
be a grind, and the younger version of myself would have panicked and freaked out
Yeah.
and
Well, it's part of the business.
given up or whatever. But I mean, that's just kind of how we got to do it. It's just keep on.
Would you hire a person like you, Daniel?
Yes,
Would you hire a person like you? You would.
yes,
Okay. Why? Why do you think you do that?
because I just need somebody to just cut through the red tape and get stuff done. And
Yeah, I
tend
agree
to
with you.
get stuff when it's time for me to get something done. I just get in and do it. And I don't ask a lot of
When it's time
questions.
to play ball, you're ready to roll.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think the new generation needs to learn that. That's what scares me of hiring them a little bit because they don't know how to get in there and just do it. But when you find somebody like you just did
yeah,
as an intern, you find those you want to hold on to them because you can
oh
nurture them
yeah,
and you can grow with them and they can grow with you. It's important. That's why training matters. I think training really matters in the workforce. I really do. I mean, without proper training, people just don't know what to do. I mean, that's why we have so many serial killers out there, which is a topic we're going to talk about in a little while.
yeah.
Because we do. We don't have as many as we used to have. Don't you think we used to have more serial killers back in the
I feel
day?
like there was way more serial killers back in the day. Like
Yeah, like what
I felt
happened to
like
the serial killers?
I think that I really felt like serial killers were gonna be more of a problem in my life than they really are.
You don't even hear about them anymore. Hardly.
No,
All the serial killers they talk about on
I think
TV.
because of technology, it's hard for people to get away with murder now.
There you go. The saying came out. You can actually get away with murder. Yeah, it's
You
true.
can't get like back in the day you could get away with stuff,
You
but
can get
today you
away with
can't.
murder.
There's footage everywhere. Everybody's got a phone. Everybody's got a camera.
Right.
I don't know if you watch Forensic Files. Have you ever
Oh, I
watched
used to
that
love
show?
that. Oh, I
You
love
put
it.
some like these guys would like kill somebody and put them away 20 years later. They get a knock on their door. Hey, we found some fiber in this truck.
There
They're like,
really
you
is
killed this
something
person.
deranged in the mind of a serial killer. I want
Yeah,
to play something here. Let me see if I can play this here. I'm going to share
yeah.
this with you and see if you ever saw this guy.
I
Hold
love
on.
that stuff. I watch
Let me
that
get
stuff all
this.
the time.
Here we go. This is one of this. This is an honest serial killer. This is only a short right here, so we're gonna share it if I can. Sometimes doing this all myself. Here we go. Where is it?
Yeah,
What do you feel like doing?
killing people.
You still
Feel like killing people?
Yes.
Do you think you'd murder me, Joe?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. It's horrible.
Let's play it again.
It's
Hold on.
bad, but
You
I
don't
can't.
blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Have you ever
I'm
seen that
laughing.
guy? Hold on,
I
let me
don't
get
know
rid of-
why
let me-
I'm
let me
laughing,
shut him
but
down.
It's just like
See, he's
it's
fucking
just-
in. He,
it's just out
Yeah.
of his mind. I don't know.
Have you ever
why,
seen him?
like, No, I've
yeah,
never
he
seen him.
actually feels. He wants to kill people. He said it in an interview. I mean, he's an old
Yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah,
He's not around.
I mean, you
But,
gotta
you know,
admire
like
his
nowadays, you
honesty.
don't even see them. But those
Yeah, you gotta admire.
yeah,
his
that's what he
honesty.
wants. I mean, like if you ask me, what do I want right now? I want a hamburger. I would say, listen, I'm fucking starving. Do you feel like you would eat if you got out today? I would 100% go for a hamburger. He is just like and I say that because it's just nonchalant. It's like saying, would you celebrate if you get out of jail? Yes. How would you celebrate, John? I'd go kill somebody. I mean, that's crazy fucking thought.
It's just
crazy
nuts.
to me.
I used to watch. I don't know. I watch Mr. Ballin stories on The Strange, Dark, and Mysterious. Then I watch
YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. And then I watch Scary Interesting. So these are like stories of like tragic things that have happened and why they happened. And some of them are historic and like
But they're
Mr.
real, right?
Ballin, yeah, they're all real. Mr. Ballin like
They're all
just sits in front of a camera with a green screen, and it started just him telling these stories. And now he's got like
Right.
10 million followers. He goes around the country telling a story, like, and he puts a campfire on stage, and he just tells the story of stuff that happened to real people. And like he's just, that's his passion. And it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like,
It's-
but it
and-
took
and
a lot
it-
of work.
It does take a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work on their end to do how they listen. It's not. I'm sure it's not easy being a serial killer.
Oh,
I
No.
mean, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, not that we don't have it in us, so we could talk openly about it. I mean, but it's not easy doing their job. I mean, going out there and just plotting and figuring out, like, it's hard shit. A lot
Yeah,
of,
they
lot
definitely
of
did.
work.
Well, like, how did Ted Bundy get away with it for years?
Yeah. I mean, you can't hire anybody. You can't do anything. It's all you. You run the show.
Yeah.
Can't market
don't
on social
think-
media.
yeah,
Well,
I
you
just don't
could,
think
I guess.
I don't think they can get away with it like they used to. That's why.
No, I think you're right. I think with all the cameras and everybody being everywhere at all times.
But I
especially
mean, I
when,
think that we live in the safest time to be alive. Ever since before, in the 50 years leading up to how long has it been since World War II ended?
1944. So something like, it was
So it's
during
been
the 40s.
81 years. So
Damn,
the
that's
81 years following World War II versus the 81 years leading up to World War II, right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of people who have died from violence
Yeah.
has been a fraction of a percent
Right.
of the same time period leading up to World War II.
Yeah. True.
And I
Did
just
you know
think that
that-
everybody dogs on technological advancements and how technology is ruining us. It's because of technology that we live in a very, very safe time to be alive.
Yeah,
It
and
is
look
one
how
of the
hard it
safest
is to
times be
catch. It would have been how hard. Like years ago, you had Jack the Ripper. Everybody knows Jack the Ripper. He killed like whatever hundreds of people. Couldn't do
Yeah.
it nowadays. Couldn't kill 100. Now to be a serial killer, I think it's 3 people. If you kill 3 people, you're considered a serial killer. I mean, years ago, Jack the Ripper, you're talking hundreds of people. You can't do hundreds of people anymore. You're gonna get caught like right away.
Oh, yeah.
I would think.
And so that's why like people rip on technology, but technology is precisely why we live. Like what is it? 50 years ago, we didn't have hot water. Or 60
Right.
years ago, that's very, very recent.
Yeah, if
Like-
you're using technology in the right way, yes.
Yeah. Like, so I think that even with technology being used in quote unquote the wrong way, it's still way less bad than some of the stuff that was done the wrong way 50, 60 years ago.
Oh, I agree. If you're not,
It
if
was
you're
a
not,
whole lot easier to hide who you are. I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
People are like, oh, you put all your life on social media and all this stuff. Well, back in the day, people had a lot of stuff that people didn't know about, and it was fucked up.
it was
Today,
fucked up.
like people cannot hide the fucked up parts of themselves anymore because it's
No.
all exposed. And
can't do
technology
it.
gives us that. So we can
And-
sit here and
and,
dog
yeah.
on technology all we want, but like it does give us the opportunity for. It's very, very hard to hide things. It's very
And then
hard
you
to
see
hide.
about these people. Oh, you hear so and so killed somebody on FaceTime, on not FaceTime, but on like Facebook, alive. They killed somebody. I mean, because again, they want to go viral and become famous. They don't realize, how easy it
Yeah.
is to just come to your house and knock on your fucking door at that point. It's being done as you're killing that person. They're
Yeah,
there already.
you're done.
Somebody's reporting it. You can't get away
Yeah.
with it.
I mean,
That's why
I
the
just think
dark
the
web is a very
technology,
scary place. Have you
like
ever,
if you anybody that has a problem with technology today, it's their problem. It's you as the individual.
Yeah.
Like me, if I have I gripe about it all the time because I got to do this or I got to do this or I've got to be on my email. There's 18 different apps that I have to use and I hate having to do that or whatever. But that's my problem. I could turn it off. I could turn it off and walk away, or I could limit how much time I use to it, or I could refuse to quit checking it. So if I have a problem with technology today, it is absolutely, it's just my problem. But
which is
overall,
very surprising you're talking that way, because I would have 100% thought you wouldn't have thought that way. Just knowing you off camera, I would have said you hate technology. Now you're telling me you actually embrace it, you know?
Yeah, I do hate it. I do hate it when I'm frustrated. I hate the fact that I have to get on my email. Like that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. I hate the fact that everything's done via email. I hate the fact that everything's done in writing. I hate the fact that today people, want you to like click on their Calendly link before they'll even think about talking to you. I hate the fact that people aren't spontaneous with their phone calls. But all these things that I hate, like, are contributing to a much safer and better existence for all of us today. So it's up to me to probably just quit bitching and get with the program.
So that's a breakthrough to me, knowing you already since December. That's a major breakthrough.
Yeah.
Because I would have never thought those would become. I mean, you really literally wanted to fucking throw the phone against the wall numerous times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was in the middle of trying to get something done, and I wanted a fast way to get it done, and I just realized that I don't know. It's like all those things. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when people are complaining about technology today, it's just them.
It's
like,
their fault.
They're not taking into account all the statistics of what it brings us today.
So you're saying you're respecting technology a lot more as it's growing.
I think that there are things that need to change. Like, for example, the credit reporting system is ridiculous. Like, it really is ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous? I don't know much about it. I know I
have something on my credit score that is incorrect. It's absolutely incorrect, and it needs to be changed.
Right.
And I've proven to them that it's incorrect, and they will not update it.
Have you talked to a lawyer about it?
Yeah, I mean, I probably have to go get that done. However, in the process of doing that, it's like I learned a little bit more about how to you can manipulate your credit score simply by paying one card off entirely, but then just putting it on and then run one if you
transferring it.
Yeah, if you even up the amount of your balances or whatever, and ask for a credit limit increase. Like I have business credit that I'm personally. This is what's crazy. Like I have business lines of credit that I'm personally guaranteeing, but that's not counting towards my credit limit. So I have hundreds of thousands of dollars of available credit that's not counting. Like I should have an 800 credit score by now, if that were.
But yet you needed to use your personal information to get the business line of credit.
Yeah, it's a circular. It's like a circular reference. It doesn't make any sense. It's circular logic.
Yeah, so, that is kind of fucked up.
I just need to know, on the 10th or the 11th of the month, I need to pay down a bunch of crap and then put it onto my business line of credit that nobody knows about. That's not being reported. And then after the 15th of the next month, then I can just, put it back in.
See, I always looked at a ding on your credit. When people say I got a ding on my credit because I filled out an application. So I always looked at it as a ding, is like saying, fuck you, in other words. So here I am. Let's say I fill out a credit card. I want to get a new American Express, whatever. So I fill it out. I get my American Express, and I'm approved. And I'm, oh, beautiful, beautiful. And all of a sudden there's a fuck you. And they ding my credit, and it lowers my score. So I go from 770 to fucking 710 because I opened up a credit line that you approved for me to do. You asked me to fucking do it. I did it. Well, now you want to say, fuck you.
Well, I didn't realize this, but I should have thought about this. I did not know for the longest time that business lines of credit were not counting towards my credit limit on my personal score. And so I had all this available credit.
Right.
So when I got a divorce, it was her credit card, but both of our names were guaranteed on it, and it had a huge limit on it, right? Well, with the divorce, I agreed that she would just get that. And so that credit availability was eliminated. Well, because I thought that I had all of these lines of credit counted towards my score, plus just a few small credit cards, that was gonna be fine. The day after the month of our divorce, my credit score took a 40 point nosedive.
Yeah.
Because I have way less credit availability than I originally thought. And so I go back into it. I was like, I thought I was putting my personal name on all these lines of credit, and I don't. It only counts towards my business.
Right.
So and I'm advocating, go ahead and put it all on there.
Right.
Because if I end up defaulting on it, they're going to take me to collections over it, and that's going to ding my credit.
And it's going to affect your personal credit.
I wish I could get points for paying all that stuff down, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is before the 15th of June, or like on the 12th of June, I'm going to pay all my credit cards to almost zero.
Zero it out.
And I'm going to borrow from my business line of credit, which is not on there. And then I'm going to consistently do that before the 15th of every single month for several months. And then that will manipulate my credit score.
Right. But we got to have that other thing drop off your credit score.
What's that? And then that other thing that's impacting it. I found out later that that's only impacting it a little bit.
So it's not killing it. If anybody out there listening to the show, people,
is the limit is the all of these lines of credit that I have that I thought were counting towards my credit limit are not.
Interesting. Yeah. If anybody's listening to the show, any of my fans out there listening to How Not to Bomb, if you know anything about credit repair, get with me and let's get with Daniel. Let's try to get him out of this jam. We're not paying you for it. This is strictly because you could be. I'll have you on the show. We could talk about it.
Yeah.
But I do want to get this settled. If anybody listening to the show, so we're going to try and get that done.
Yeah. But it's like one little thing. It's like one annoying thing. And without that, and then if I combine that with my make sure so despite the fact that nothing will change about my lifestyle, nothing will change about my financial situation at all whatsoever. If I merely pay down all my credit cards, like I pay off all my credit cards in full, but I keep a revolving balance on it, so that balance stays on it. So I'm saying completely pay them all down to zero, including the current balance, and just use my line of credit for my business because that's not being reported on my credit.
But now, if you go out of debt,
if I do that every single month for like 12 months,
right,
my credit score will skyrocket. Despite the fact that nothing has actually really changed about.
But if you don't use any of those credit lines, it will not skyrocket. You have to use it. You have to buy gas. You got to
pay all except for $2,000 on it because it'll show what it was. It'll show how much I paid on it.
Yeah.
And so every single month I do that for a long time, it will show that I have this crazy amount of credit availability, and if I do that consistently for a long time, but nothing has changed about my financial situation. I'm just at the end of every single period making sure that I pay all those down to where it's like at a smaller percentage. And I'm using my business line of credit. So my overall, nothing changes. It's not like I brought in more money, to do that.
It's interesting. So if you're using your business line of credit to pay off your personal credit cards, it's going to help you too, though.
Yeah. And I'm not directly doing that. I'm just choosing to use all of my cash resource to pay down the credit cards, which will result in me indirectly borrowing more from my business line of credit.
Right.
It's not like I'm taking money from the business line of credit and paying the personal card. It's like I've got all these business expenses anyway, and so I just take a cash distribution from my company, and and then just do that. Now, because I'm an S corp, I have to adjust my salary to make sure that it mirrors that a little bit, which I'm doing that every single month, but. That's that.
It really gets you. You're very passionate about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you this. Going back to social media, because I didn't even think about talking about this, but something you said in the credit world made me think of this. How do you think social media affects the relationship with a spouse or a girlfriend or anything like that? Do you feel it impacts it? I mean, do you let's say for instance, if your girlfriend or is texting and you're like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just texting. Do you wonder what's going on?
I don't anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah,
I
did.
Don't. I don't. I never really have. I didn't do that.
Okay.
I have not done that since relationships in high school because.
Oh, okay.
When I was in high school,
in high school we didn't have texting.
I got cheated on one time.
Oh, you did?
And I was really, really butthurt over it. But then after the dust settled, I realized that I was kind of a bad boyfriend anyway.
Okay.
And so I guess I kind of just learned that, and it didn't help that I got upset about it. So I learned very, very quickly that if that's going to happen, then me getting upset about it is probably not going to help. So I need to just kind of if she ends up doing that, I need to just be happy for her, and if that's what makes her happy, kind of thing. And
no, but do you ever get curious?
And then conversely, the idea of me doing that makes me a more desirable person, spouse or partner or whatever.
Right. Well, my wife texts next to me, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just texting my friend, whatever. I mean, I get it, and that's cool. And it doesn't bother me either. But in a new relationship, it could affect the relationship because, you don't really know that person 100% yet. And now, you in a relationship, you do know that person, so you have that trust. But at the beginning of a relationship, it can fuck.
I think that in the beginning of a relationship, if you're in your 20s, I almost have to believe that if you do not allow your significant other access to your phone,
right,
then that's an immediate non-start. That's an immediate if you're in an exclusive relationship, you just have broken the bounds of the exclusive relationship by not allowing you to have it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
thinks that. They thought that you were funny on that. Was very funny.
Yeah, yeah. But like,
No,
think
you're
about
right.
it. Like that almost has to be the requirements of an exclusive relationship.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
this generation.
I think an
Because-
exclusive. It should be a contract.
Like basically like when you're dating them, whatever. Before you become exclusive, one of the requirements is that I can look at your phone at any time.
That should be an actual contract. You should give that to him first day.
Yeah.
Let's get it out of the way now before the first day. We'll do
Yeah.
the first day. But let's just get this out of the way if we're going to go somewhere. You sign this. I'm going to make sure. And it's kind of like an agreement. I think it works.
Yeah, I think so. Because at any point, if they're not going to let you look at it, there's really no other. We can sit here and talk about, oh, well, that's my private business and da 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 or whatever. Come on, like the reason why you don't want them to look at it is because you're probably talking to somebody else.
Do you believe that your counterpart should have your email address and password and all that? And or you're okay
I
with
think,
sharing
yeah,
that?
if she
Yeah.
wants it, yeah, absolutely.
My wife has all
'Cause
my
I'm not
info.
up to anything. I'm not up to anything that she.
I agree.
Like if I'm doing like, there's not just like cheating in a romantic sense, but then there's like if I'm doing something that she doesn't know about that's pretty material. Like I'm not talking about normal day-to-day stuff. Like I don't have to fill in on everything, but if I'm starting to veer off the beaten path on something that I know that she wouldn't like and I wouldn't want her to find out about it, then I think
Right.
that there's a problem. I think that's
Yeah.
a form of cheating.
Right. Now, certain things do bother me with that. Okay, like I don't mind the email. I don't mind the texting. I don't care because I know. But I do mind, like, we share our expenses, our credit cards. We know what we're spending. But it kind of sucks in a way because if I want to buy my wife a gift, let's say, a really nice, like Louis Vuitton or something like that, I want to go out and I want to spend a couple of grand, and I want to use the credit card, she's going to know about it because she gets all the alerts because my wife's the one that pays the bills.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks because it's hard to do things like that. Like if I want to go out and buy her, something cool, she's going to know. So there's no more surprises in our family.
Yeah.
It's hard. So that
This
sucks.
goes back to the serial killer thing. Like that's why we don't have as many serial killers because they can't hide what they do.
How did you get it going back to the serial killer
Yeah,
thing?
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can't hide what you're buying, and the serial killers can't hide. If they go to Home Depot, they got to get cash.
That's right.
Instead of a
Yeah.
credit card, if they go to Home Depot to buy supplies,
Yeah.
for burial, if they buy a rope and a knife and some gloves and a shovel and a bag,
Right. And then do you think people at Home Depot are writing down this guy came in with cash? He's
Yeah.
5'10", 180 pounds.
Yeah.
Just
you
in
better
case.
wear at that point. If you're gonna do that, you better wear a disguise because there's gonna be
Right,
cameras in
right,
there. Because nobody
Yeah.
ever pays cash for anything anymore.
No,
and so-
that's the whole thing. You got to take that. You got to go to. I call it mattress money. When I want to buy something for my wife, I got to go.
Never
into
mind the
mattress.
fact that like you better get a burner phone because like they know
Right.
where you are, like your location.
You can't
can be
get
tracked at all
away.
times. There's no
And with
way.
Elon Musk will make sure that everybody knows where everybody is at all times.
Yeah. So
And I
don't
love
think
you. I'm
that's
a big
terrible
fan.
thing. I don't
No,
think
me
that's
neither.
a terrible thing at all. I think that's a very good thing, and I think that everybody should be thankful that that's happening because it's a
Yeah.
reason why a lot of people are living. Like we don't have a problem with people dying too much.
I agree.
We have a problem with people. We've got the opposite problem. We're all living pretty well.
Yeah.
I think that technology's just going to get better and better.
Oh, we have in my family. We have locations on. Like I know where my wife is. She knows where I am.
Yeah.
I know where we both know where our daughter is. She knows where we are. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like I'm checking it every 5 minutes like a fucking creep because that can be
You're gonna
creepy
wish
too.
you had that. You're gonna wish you had that if like something
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, and
It's
every
like
once in a while
I don't know.
check.
I carry a gun. Like I got robbed at gunpoint when I was in college,
Did you?
and I never felt good unless I had a gun. That
Where
was-
were you when
so-
you got robbed? Were you working?
I was
somewhere?
walking I went to Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, and
Yeah.
I was walking home from class or walking to my car from class, and 4 guys came up and said, "Where's your car?" and had the gun right in my face, and they said, "Show us where your car is," and so they made me walk with them to the car, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like they're gonna make me get in the car with them, and then I'm gonna die. Like they definitely
Wow.
murder me somewhere. But they subconsciously started to walk a little faster than me, and then at that point, once I had enough distance from them, I took off running, and I was the fastest guy alive that night.
Oh man,
I was the fastest guy alive that night, and I just
Yeah.
kept running until I saw the next person that I could find,
that you could find.
and I told them what happened. And at that point, I saw my car drive off.
Now Belmont
So-
area is not a very safe neighborhood, if I know right.
It wasn't back then, but it is now.
Oh, now it is. 'Cause I heard
it's
that
been
they
done
really
up pretty
tough.
good.
I heard it was very tough back in the day.
It was absolutely like it was like 2 streets over or whatever. It's pretty rough. So ever since then, I just didn't feel safe. Like I was always kind of anxious all the time. But now I just carry a gun with me at all times.
Yeah.
I just put it in. I actually use a left-handed holster so I can have it in my back this way.
Okay.
And nobody ever knows I have it. It's always on. I feel
What kind of
good.
holster you got there?
It's one of these 1979 leather holsters, but
Okay.
I'm right-handed,
Okay.
but I use a left-handed holster so it can go in my back. I know technically like people are like, oh, it's in your back. I'm not going to shoot myself by accident unless I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Like I just put it in the back because it's for convenience. I know it's not for quick draw like these guys
Right.
out there that are just like you'd be able to draw it real quick or whatever. Like come on, like mind my surroundings first is probably number one. So I'm ready, you know.
Let me
But
ask you a
I'd rather
question
have one and not
about
need it.
about being a gun owner, because I'm a gun owner and I do conceal as well. Florida, I guess with our license in Florida, you can conceal in 39 states or 40 states. But my question is this: we're all carrying, but we all have not been in a situation where we had to use the gun. Thank God we didn't have to use the gun.
Yeah.
How would you feel, let's say, if you had to actually use it and put somebody down? How do you think it would fuck with you mentally?
It would not fuck with me mentally at all.
Me neither. Not one fucking
Not
bit.
even. In fact, I go to.
Do you know that for a fact, or do you just say that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know that for a fact.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I believe you there. I can tell.
And like I've been like I don't know. I've also like shoot a lot. Like go to the range a lot and shoot a lot. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Because I doubt like I said, it's like something that you'd rather need and not have. Or I'm sorry, you'd rather not have.
You'd rather have and not need. Yeah. Yeah.
And so like it's rather than need and not have because, I mean, I don't know. It's highly unlikely that it's going to happen, but everybody's got the whole thing is that everybody in America has guns. So why
Yeah.
would I not want to make sure that I also have a gun in case some idiot walks in with a gun who's a lunatic who really does want to take people out?
Yeah.
At least I can have a shot no pun intended, to
Yeah.
take him out before he takes other people out if he's already has done it. And
Yep.
so, and
I
I've
would
like
have no
worked on
issues.
I've worked on my aiming, like just try to like draw fast and then hit, draw fast and then hit, and so,
Yeah.
like try not to,
That's the hardest part, I think.
Mm-hmm. And so just
I think the hardest
shooting,
part is
get
actually
used
being able to
it.
draw fast and hit direct.
I got a gun. I got a Kuna, which is a very large 9mm, and then I have a stock on it, and it has a suppressor, and it has a scope, a laser scope. You can't miss
You
with
don't
it.
want to wake up the neighbors.
Oh man, you cannot miss with this thing. It is.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Oh my gosh, it's like shooting a BB gun, and it's just like. And
The
like, you
Kuna.
sit there and hit it. It's called a Kuna.
Kuna.
I got on like I had to get approved by the ATF to have this thing. It's so fun to shoot too. It's so
Wow.
much fun. Oh yeah, but like that's
I
the
think
other
you have
thing
to
is
be
like
approved.
like if you're in a gunfight, like a gun is fucking loud. It is
Yeah,
loud.
even
It
for
hurts
ourselves.
Your ears loud.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to
So-
get in a gunfight and put your
I
earmuffs
feel
on.
like
you know.
if I had that, I was carrying that around, and some shit went down. Like I'd at least. It's still going to be loud even with the suppressor. Like some people have this idea that because you have a silencer on it that means that like you're going to be able to shoot people and no one's ever going to hear it. That's bullshit. It's still fucking loud. Like it's
Yeah.
still pretty loud with a suppressor, but it just doesn't like completely destroy your eardrums when you shoot it. And so
I agree.
I think like that would be one of the benefits of having a suppressor is that you're going to maintain you're not going to be completely stunned by your ears ringing when you
Right.
start shooting because that has a very real impact on how you're going to behave in a potentially combat situation. And so
Yeah.
I could totally see why suppressors are practically necessary.
I believe
They
they
got
are.
a lot of hate back in the day, like, oh, you just want a suppressor so you can be an assassin.
Right.
No, guns are fucking loud. Like very,
loud.
very, very loud.
What
Like,
people
it
see
is-
on television in the movies when there's a gunfight,
Yeah.
no one ever walks away and going, "Oh man, my ears." It just kind of that's
Yeah.
why Hollywood makes you believe it's okay. It's
And they
loud as
also
fuck.
well, Hollywood's also got you believing that a suppressor means that nobody's going to hear it.
Right, which
you
is-
can
yeah.
you can still hear this thing. Like
Yeah, it's still
very,
a gun.
very, very loud. It's still
Yeah.
a gun, and it still does make a noise. It's just not as loud.
It's like having a muffler. The car still you can still hear the car. It's just not as loud. With a
Yeah, that's
muffler, it's
exactly what it
loud.
is.
But like if you look at a movie in Hollywood and you see a guy shooting somebody 5 times, 6 times, and they never walk away going, "Oh my fucking God, I can't hear shit now." It's like back to
Yeah.
normal. Nothing affected that person whatsoever. You just shot somebody 5 times and your ears don't
Yeah.
hurt even a little bit.
Yeah. No,
I don't
I
get
know. I don't know. I shot a 12 gauge one time without using earplugs, and like I regretted that decision. And I was outside. Like
Oh,
it was like
a 12 gauge is loud.
I regretted the decision to not use that. That was very, very loud. So
How loud are the ARs? I never shot an AR. But
they're
I hear
so
they're-
loud. Oh
I
my
heard
god,
they're
they're
pretty
like.
loud.
I hate it when people go in the gun range and use that thing, man. Like I'm over here with my nice, quiet, suppressed, gun, and then they're over here just like there's an explosion right next to me.
Or 50 or 50
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, it's like there's like an explosion right next to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, man, put a suppressor on that thing, please.
Yeah. I mean, do you
Even
think
with
that the size of
even
the
with
gun
the headset, you can feel the sound. You
Right.
feel it when they shoot.
But do you think the size of the gun really matters for protection? Like I carry a 9mm, but like I think that's enough. It's got the stopping power. That
Well,
I
I
need.
mean, it depends on what it goes through. Like a 9mm will go through. Depends on what it can go through. Like a 50 cal can probably go through almost anything. But like,
Yeah.
you just have to know what it's going to shoot through. And
You ever
for
watch
your
that
own
guy on
protection, if
YouTube
somebody-
that guy on YouTube shoots like different things
Yeah.
to show you? Yeah, I love
I
him.
love that
watch him
guy.
I watch him all
love
day.
that guy. He's like, let's see if a 22 does it. Let's see
Yeah,
if it goes through this. Or how many plates is it?
I'm obsessed
Oh
with
man,
it.
that's like that guy's awesome.
I watch him all the time. I just think, and he always comes up with something new and cool that wow, I never thought like tree or whatever, But the I
So
love
like I
watching.
guess you could but I don't know if you're a good aim, like let's just be a good shot. And so like I started to date like they have like these targets that have different ones, and so I'll shoot the middle and shoot the top,
Right.
top, and I do as far out as I can. And I'm just gotten really, really good at it. I'm not missing anymore. So
Yeah,
whereas
you're not
back in the day, because I'm just you shoot a few times and you kind of shake a little bit.
How many times do you go to the range a month, let's say, or do you do it? Do you do it keeping
2 or 3 times a month. I just
Yeah,
go.
it's good
I'd
to
like
do
to
it,
go
me too.
outside to an outside one, so I try to at least
Yeah.
simulate a little bit about the fact that hey, just pick up the gun and then shoot, and then
Right.
put it down, and then pick up the gun and then shoot again and then put it down, But it would be really, really cool to go outside and do like a course where you
Yeah.
actually like.
Do you prefer outside or inside when you go to the range? Like if you had to
I
pick one.
I have to. I only go to the indoor ones here.
Okay.
Because but it would be kind of cool to go to an outdoor one.
Yeah, they have a lot of outdoor ones out here in Florida. A lot of land here too. I'm surprised they don't
Yeah.
get much in Tennessee, in Franklin.
Yeah, I would. I'm surprised about that too. But I guess it's because I don't know. It's more. I mean, Florida's populated too, so.
Yeah. Hey, real quick question with Franklin. It's getting a lot of news right now with Centennial High School. Do you hear about all that crazy shit that's going on with the rain, the rainstorm that they were during the graduation day, and they didn't stop the rainstorm, and they're showing videos all over online, all over the internet right now. Like Franklin is blowing up, and they're getting a lot of backlash because they let the students and the parents stay outside and in the chairs as the rain was pouring, not just regular rain, torrential rain, and they wouldn't move it. They wouldn't cancel. They didn't do anything. They said no, and they still had to walk up. You have to watch it later. It's crazy. Franklin's making some heavy news right now.
I saw
Every
a
network.
video on that, and so.
Oh, you did see it.
Those poor kids and those poor parents had to learn.
They got wet.
Some inconvenience. They had to do.
They
How
actually
dare
got wet.
the school? How dare the school teach those kids that life is going to be inconvenient sometimes?
That's
How
right.
dare
I
they?
agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous, man. Like
I
every time
totally
it
agree.
snows, every time there's the single thread of snow, they shut down the schools, and I'm like, you're basically teaching our kids that when life gets a little bit inconvenient, you can just call it. You can just shut it down.
I agree.
Like, I mean, it's just absurd. So that's just that's part of that culture, or whatever. Like,
Yeah, but we didn't. But like, they didn't even attempt to do anything. But like, listen, this is what it is, man. You want your fucking diploma? I mean, you can't. It's raining right now. Okay,
it's the end of the year. When do you want to do it? Like, you want to see them walk, don't you? Just
Then
be
they
done
wonder
with it.
why everybody feels entitled in this world.
Yeah.
If your
mean-
kid sucks at baseball, don't tell him that he's fucking great at baseball. You're teaching him the wrong way.
I mean, I liked it for a change. Like, maybe more schools should follow suit. We could do.
Yeah, they
one
should
in the
only
middle
hold it
of-
on rain days. It should be an actual rain day when they hold.
We should. They should actually drive them out to Oklahoma and find like a
tornado watch.
and then have them like just off in a safe distance to where it's off in
Yeah.
a safe distance, so it's at least in the background, so they
Right.
they understand like that sometimes life can be scary.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to be. It's
And you're
symbolizes
you got to try and keep up straight. You're in your chair. You got if you
Yeah.
want your diploma.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
hurricane or a tornado is coming.
Yeah.
How bad do
Yeah.
you fucking want it? You need a job.
you don't get. You got to repeat. You got to repeat.
Yeah,
senior
or you got to
year
repeat.
if you don't get
That's
it.
toughening somebody up.
Yeah.
I think that kids years ago, if they, my parents.
So they're
didn't-
really getting hate. Like, what do they want to do? What do you want the school
Oh,
to
Daniel, it's fucking hate. It's on every fucking news channel. Everybody online is viral. It's crazy.
do?
People are
And
saying,
the people that are complaining about it the most. And I'm sorry, but this is true. And you're probably gonna get a lot of hate for this.
No,
it's
it's
gonna
not.
be females who don't work for a living, whose husbands pay them for
Karens,
everything
yeah.
for them, and they're the ones that are complaining the most.
I agree. Well, it's
Because
in
they
Franklin.
don't know what it's like to actually have to go do stuff in life when things are inconvenient, like sit out in the rain.
Right. It's in Franklin that this is going.
Yeah.
So Franklin's very wealthy.
Yeah.
The people who don't know that out there, Franklin
Yeah.
is the wealthiest area of Tennessee. I think Franklin and Brentwood. So I mean, just think it's like Beverly Hills. Think about how they're working. But yeah, people
I
just
just think that it's
backlash.
the same kind of thing. Like it's every like I don't know. I used to live in a suburb, and thank God I don't anymore. Like after I got divorced, I'm not living in the suburb anymore because
Yeah.
if you like, there's several meaningless stop signs in our neighborhood, and
Right.
no one is ever there.
Don't
But
need
like,
them.
there's always that one neighbor that's just sitting there waiting for you to roll through it slowly, and then
Yeah.
she's gonna like report you on the neighborhood page.
Yeah.
And I hate that so much.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough how happy I'm not living in that situation.
It's like HOA communities, like a real bad one. When
Yeah.
they're just sitting there waiting
Yeah.
for you to make a mistake. Oh, the garbage
grow
can was
up.
out a little too far.
Imagine
Yeah,
how
you-
miserable someone's life has to be for them to be like that. Like they must really be miserable.
Well, there are a lot of
know?
miserable people out there. Go to
Yeah,
Whole Foods.
I
Just
mean-
watch the people in Whole Foods. Half of them are
It's
miserable.
like, but I think that it's people that are at home that don't have anything else, that don't have anything better to do except
Yep.
sit there and report somebody for slowly rolling through a stop sign that
I agree.
is completely meaningless. You drive by it every single day, and almost no one is ever there. But if someone is there, you can easily see that they are there, and then
Right.
you'll stop. You know,
Yeah.
it's just stuff like that. I just don't,
agree.
I can't like I can't say enough about how glad I'm not living there anymore.
No, I agree.
It's just awful.
It's awful, and that's why I like to do my thing. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm at that age now where I'm just not in the mood for bullshit. I don't care as much as I used to back in the day. I don't give you a fuck if you like me. You don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't care. And
Yeah.
And I'm 60. I feel that you're like that at 40. You're the same way.
I mean,
You're
I'm
so-
there. I'm pretty much there.
Yeah.
I've learned that like I only have a few friends,
Right.
whereas like before in the 20s and 30s, I had a lot of acquaintances.
Well, you
that I called
circle
friends.
tightens. Yeah. Yeah.
And that like my friends that I would quote unquote friends I'd go out and drink with. But once I got sober, I just learned the value of having a handful of people that you can call,
Totally agree.
talk to, that would be there for you to just listen. I'm not expecting a handout. Just be there to listen.
Yeah, be there to
Yeah.
listen. What's wrong with that? Nobody listens to anybody anymore. I still live
Yeah.
by that. I like to
And
be
so
there.
I really
like to be
hated
there.
having people in my life. I can tell you one thing: I hated having people in my life that listened for the purpose of taking notes.
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, so they could remind you later how, remember when you said this? There must be something wrong with you. Or
They had an
remember when you said
agenda.
this and you needed my help, and like all they did was introduce me to somebody.
Right.
Like, they didn't like give me financial help or anything. They just introduced me to somebody that helped. And they act like I owe them something for that.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I can't. I'm really glad I don't have people like that in my life anymore.
No, you got to cut people out of your life eventually somehow. I mean, listen, it's hard. I think nowadays in the political world, families that are divided are staying divided. I think that's a shame. Also with
Yeah.
relationships too. You're married, now it's like, people don't, you don't, you're married, you love your in-laws, and then now you're not married anymore. Do you just stop loving your in-laws? I mean, how do you, it's
Yeah.
hard. I mean,
Yeah.
you got
Or your own
to,
parents start loving your ex. Yeah.
yeah, that happens too. I mean, I've heard situations where, people's parents love their ex more because they're closer to the kids that way with the ex than they would be with their own
Yeah.
family,
Sounds like bad parents to me.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I had a good time.
I don't know.
today,
I don't
man.
know how any parent could want to take their ex.
Here we go. I knew that was going to come.
I don't know how any parent that says that they're a good parent would want to take their ex's side in the divorce. Like, you want to say, like, come on. Like, how can you sit there and try to pretend like you're a good parent if you do that? Forget about it. Like,
Right? Are they pretending? Or do parents actually pretend? Like they don't? I don't get that. That world I don't get.
Yeah,
How they
I
can
don't
do
get
that.
it. But like, don't take someone's side and then turn around and pretend like you're not taking their side when you're talking to them every other day and
Right.
you guys are going on vacations together. Like, come on, don't do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I agree.
I'm just talking about a friend of mine. I'm not talking about myself.
Right. You're asking for a friend. You're talking about a friend.
Yeah. I'm just
You would
mentioning
never-
this for a friend of mine. That's
No,
fine.
well, you would never
That's
air
fine.
your dirty laundry
Yeah.
to the
no,
world.
I would
of
not.
course.
No, I'm not airing my dirty laundry.
We have 85,000 listeners now on Hound Down to Bomb, so none of them are going to think that.
Oh yeah, no,
We're
not at
growing.
all.
We've had
So,
80,000 downloads. I only got 14 episodes. I'm kind of shocked myself.
Yeah, you have 85,000 people listening right now.
No, right now, no, not live, but the rebroadcast, we have 85,000
I got you.
downloads. So we've been getting a listenership of 85,000 worldwide, a lot coming in from different countries.
That's cool.
And yeah, it's growing. I mean, when I first started, it was 10,000. Because I had another podcast, so I kind of piggybacked it onto those subscribers. But then I got great guests like yourself and other guests that have just been great. And you know, I can tell by the guests that the episode, like your episodes that you've been on the show, do really well. Believe it or not, with the rebroadcast. And the live, you don't really count as much. The rebroadcast is when the numbers show on Spotify and all that. And
I think I really
good
like talking about the alien stuff. I mean, it's really kind of fun for me.
Do you think you're going to start a podcast? I heard the rumor mill has been talking that Daniel LeBlanc may start a podcast. I know we have a
I just
you
gotta
have
have people that are going to be on it. And I was thinking about like other business, kind of like what you're doing. I mean, just other business owners.
Yeah.
Start with other business owners in Franklin.
Yeah. Do you know a lot of people? Do you know a lot of people that you can invite them on the show?
No, but I can find some.
Yeah,
I
and you
could
can do it
start
like
to know
this.
A lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
they don't got
start
to come
one
to
at a
the
time.
studio. Yeah, they can just do it like this. Is great.
like
This is
this.
what I like about technology. Look, you're in Franklin, I'm in Tampa, and we're able to do a show 590 miles apart and still have a great show and be fun and talk about it. And I think that's what's great about the podcast. I think you would do really well with the podcast. You know what you need though? You need a great producer. You need somebody who can actually produce your show, like the Parisi Group. I'm not saying I'm going to produce, but you need somebody like the Parisi Group who does producing podcasts.
I would think that would be because of my patience level with doing this stuff. It's probably going to happen.
Well, I got to say, with your patient, like Jake, just the other day, people, I don't want to really air out anything with Daniel because I like Daniel, but just the other day, he, you know, because we talked about him possibly want to do a podcast. Just the microphone and the video alone was a fucking panic that he actually had. I think you got my blood pressure up just listening to you on the other end. This is suck. I can't fucking. That's why I fucking hate this shit. Like, listen, bro, it's okay. It's just you and I right now. We'll work it out. No, fuck this guy. Nobody fucking. That's everybody's looking to take my fucking money. I'm like, what the? Nothing's going on. You know, man. It's a fucking camera. Look how great it looks now. I will say one thing.
It is a ploy to take your money. It is. The headphone industry is certainly a ploy to take your money.
But it makes you feel better when they're on, though.
Correct.
You feel
these
like
are
you're
good
doing
headphones.
something.
However, I can't use these when I'm in the gym because if someone calls me, they won't be able to.
Correct. So you have to have another pair of headphones.
Yeah. So that's what they make you do. And so I finally got a pair of headsets that are good like this, but then they have the little flip mic.
Right. So you can do that.
Call me. It's an isolated mic, and they only hear me.
Now I have one too like that, but I have no flip mic. But it does. I can still talk on it.
I found the cheat code in the gym, so I can listen to my music, and so you can take that Steve Jobs with your earbuds and your Apple earbuds. I found the cheat code around your conspiracy for me to only use your earbuds that fall out of my ears when I'm trying to work out. So
you figured it out.
Yeah,
you figured it out.
Yeah, figured out the cheat code.
And Bill Gates. Bill Gates, didn't Steve Jobs basically rob Bill Gates? It was the other way around.
Everything was fine when Bill Gates had Microsoft, and we would have all had a Microsoft world, and there would have been one thing that we work out of. But no, Steve Jobs had to come along and do the Apple thing, and now we've got Apple, we got Google, we got all these other different platforms. I can't get my people, hey, like I get it, like we're gonna live in Microsoft. You're going to use Microsoft Teams.
Yes.
But I like
for
Zoom.
Business.
You can go to Zoom's house and play with Zoom whatever you want. But when you come back home, you're on Microsoft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you can, like I have to pick a place for everybody to live. And if we're in
I
a
agree.
remote world where everything is done remotely, I have to pick like one thing for us to live in or go to the office in.
And in the accounting world, Microsoft is really pretty much the gold standard, right?
Yeah. Like I don't see how anybody could not operate in a Microsoft Excel type situation and be a good accountant. I just don't. I don't see it.
Or what about Apple? Can you do it with Apple?
And start hitting some numbers and start adding and subtracting and get it in there. You know?
Yeah. What about Apple? Like, what about the Mac? Having a MacBook instead? You know,
no,
it'd be very difficult.
Yeah, that's a huge no-no. Now that would be good for this type of stuff.
Well, that's what my daughter tried to convince me. Hey, Dad, when you start the new show, why don't you just get a MacBook? And I'm like, yeah. And I came so close.
MacBooks are good for like video and audio.
Yeah, but I don't know it as well as I know a PC, and that's what I do things on. I know the PC. Yeah. I don't want to have to relearn the MacBook. Everything is opposite. I don't want to learn it. I want to learn my PC. I want to put a good show out, which we do on the PC, and that's what I like. And if they don't fucking like it, then you know what? I don't need to have the show. I don't do this for the fucking money. I have fun with it. You know? I mean, I do everything for the money eventually, but I have fun with the show. You know? I had a good time with you today on the show. This was a great show.
This was a good time. This was a good time.
We talked about a lot of things. We talked about serial killers, you know, for anybody listening who didn't miss. So if you have to go back to the show. Actually, in the studio at one point today, I had 97 people watching the show live.
There you go.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. That is a lot of people.
It's an audience.
That's good. 3
And,
o'clock on a Tuesday or 2 o'clock on a Tuesday after
Yeah.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, people are home. Not everybody came in. Did everybody
Can you
come in
see
today?
who they are, or you just know that they're?
There is a capability of seeing who they are, but I didn't have it on. I'm only allowed to see because I'm still learning this myself at the Riverside. I was kind of old school with podcasting, so I used to do everything audio. Now I'm
Yeah.
kind of playing with this, and I fired my producer because he didn't really want to be a part of the show as much because he couldn't be around. So I'm kind of doing it on my own right now, and I'm okay with it. So I'm learning. So I have to figure out. I might be able to go back and look who they were later and see who they were sitting in the room.
Yeah.
And there's a
just
way they
good.
can
That's
actually
interesting.
comment. They can comment and they can do all that. I'm trying to figure it out. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of learning.
We want to
But
get
yeah.
our feelings hurt, so we turn the comments off. I'll get my
Yeah.
feelings hurt easily.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy who's very sensitive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't want to fly off the handle.
I think your
just yet.
YouTube channel is WOCPA. So it's youtube.com/@WOCPA. Your Instagram is White Olive CPA. And then your personal Instagram, give it to the people. I know there's an initial in there. But your personal Instagram, if they want to follow Daniel LeBlanc personally.
Yeah, Daniel C. LeBlanc.
Daniel C. LeBlanc.
C. LeBlanc.
Where do you want people going more? Do you want them going to your personal or do you want them going to your White Olive CPA Instagram?
Go to
Facebook?
either one. Go to both of them.
Follow both
Just,
of them.
How about
people.
this? How about this? Just send me a check with money in it,
Right.
and then I can automatically just make money. And then
Yeah,
just-
and
you can
while
go to
you're
White
sending
Olive
that check-
CPA or that, So
Send it
that's
to me
all.
first
That's
so
all
I
you
can
gotta
get my cut.
do. You can
Send
get
it
your
to me-
cut, and then you
Yeah.
distill it over to me, and then we'll be good.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
this
what
was
it is.
fun. And
Daniel
then what
C. LeBlanc or White Olive CPA, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's all it is. That's all.
is there anything you want the people out there to know? And you know what's great about podcasting too? So we do this episode now, but it stays online forever. So it's there.
Yeah.
Even like in 6
cool.
months from now, people will go back to like How Not to Bomb and listen to old shows, and it's going to be there. So that's what's great about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about if you're a sponsor on my show, people. Anybody who wants to be a sponsor and have a commercial cut, I'll send you the rates and everything. If you want to be a sponsor, you're going to get talked about. You're going to get played on the show, and it's going to be there forever. So it's a good thing for you people. But yeah, so these shows do really well. People like you, so I think we'll have you back on. I like having you on the show,
I'd love to help co-host too. Like,
and you're
just be
always
a co-host.
available. That's the thing. That's what I like about
Yeah.
it. You make
I
yourself
just like
available.
it. I think it's kind of fun. But if you want to do co-hosting, I could be your co-host. That'd be a lot of fun.
I wouldn't mind the co-host. I got to figure out how we can do the co-host because I can actually do like say for instance, let's say somebody called in right now and I invited them in the show. I can do 3. I can do up to 10 people in the room. So let's say we had somebody else. Let's say we had one of your employees come on today. Let's say we had somebody who loves talking and doing like Nick or somebody like that, and we had him on the show. We would be able to actually have 3 people, so you can be the co-host and he could be the focus on him. And we can you and I go back and forth. So yeah, we
you
can
would
play that
need to
game.
make me like smaller because I'm the co-host.
No, it would be the 3 of us. It would kind of look like the 3 of us, and which is cool. And yours would say Daniel LeBlanc under your name co-host, and then I would say host. Yeah. So we'll figure that out.
That'd be
Did you
kinda fun.
Did you enjoy this show? I think this was our best
did.
show we did particularly.
I think it was good because I figured out the technology thing, and I don't feel like I'm, so it was weird when I was talking before. So now
Yeah.
it's actually pretty good.
Good. All right, everybody. That was. Don't forget, you can go to whiteolivecpa.com if you want to check out Daniel's company and hire them. I think that's a good thing you should do. If you're in the Franklin area or anywhere in the U.S., you can call them.
Anywhere
White
in
Olive
the
CPA.
U.S. Doesn't matter.
If you're looking for coffee, of course, go to theparisigroup.com. All my coffee's on there, and don't forget you can go to the Parisi Group and look at and check out on Amazon my new book How Not to Bomb, which is right here, and you can it has a actual paperback book, and it's also had a complete guide to stand-up comedy. It's available in paperback and it's available on Kindle, so you can do that as well. Anyway, thanks, Daniel. I appreciate you being on the show, and that was it, man. That's How Not to Bomb, man. That's how we do it. It was a good show today.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, Doug. I'll talk to you. Thanks, brother.